The Thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
A very pleasant good morning, racing fans, and welcome here to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing. This past weekend, the final prep races before the Breeders' Cup next month down at Keeneland. On the show today, we'll take a look at Butch Reed's tremendous filly, Vequist, as she was up in New York looking for her second consecutive Grade 1 victory. We'll also take a look at an exciting young 2-year-old named Jackie's Warrior as he was trying to stay undefeated in the Grade 1 Champagne Stakes. We'll also have the Jockey Club Gold Cup, a couple of races on the grass that we'll take a look at as well. And those prep races again here on the show. And we'll take a look at the Horsemen's Awards, which were finally given out here in Parks this past week. We'll take a look at all those award winners coming up here in just a little bit. Hi, everybody. Keith Jones down on the beautiful first floor here at Parks Racing, and Mr. Horse Racing himself right here, Dick Girardi. And Dick, the schedule just changed for just about everything involved in horse racing. And one of those changes came about our Horsemen's Awards. We had no banquet in March. We gave out all the awards this past week.
Yeah, it finally, and look, it's nobody's fault. It's just the way it happened, Keith. Normally it's done, as you know, in March, and we voted back then, and then we had to vote. I think I can't remember if we re-voted or how it all worked out, but look, we got it right in the end. The Horse of the Year was no secret at all. Once Spun to Run went to Santa Anita and dominated the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, he was clearly going to be our 2019 Horse of the Year.
One of the most exciting races of the year here in the Smarty Jones Stakes, that big stretched battle that he came back to win. And then, of course, as you mentioned, the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile dominating owner Robert Donaldson, who's been around the game for a long time. Dick had a chance to talk to Bob before the Pennsylvania Derby. He got involved in horse racing back at Garden State Park when he would hop the fence with his girlfriend back after the high school, after the classes were over.
We're talking the old Garden
Daily
State
Double.
Park.
Yes, the old Garden State. How great is that?
No, it's a great story, and of course to see Carlos Guerrero go out there and win, and really the race I think that tipped off to like really how good Spun to Run was the MB Bellezzi Appreciation Stakes here, that mile race where he just blistered the best older horses at the track here, including Someday Jones, who was as good a form as he'd ever been in. And I said, whoa, what was that? And then he went to the Breeders' Cup and did it again.
Well, Dick, here's more on the very best of Pennsylvania racing from 2019.
What an incredible 2-year-old. Tell us about his wild 2019.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and we really appreciate the group showing us the appreciation. He's been a really good horse. Was surprising we didn't pay a whole lot of money for him. He was relatively inexpensive then at the yearling sale, but from the beginning he was a sharp horse and come back well this year, and we're looking forward to a lot of big things from him.
She's been a star ever since she walked into the barn. She had tons of talent. She never wants to get beat. There's not much more to say than to watch her races.
He was a dream horse to train. I mean, he was great for everything. He made it easy, everything I did with him. He knew who you were. You come, you hug him, you kiss him, you give him candy. He just knew who was involved with him. And so we do miss him a lot, but he did great for us.
Wow, I mean, that was an amazing claim, and to go on and win all those races and have an outstanding 2019.
Yeah, she did good. I was approached by my owner, Gapview Stables. He says, "What about this horse?" I'm like, "I don't know, 50,000 is a little out of our range, but she checked all the boxes, so we took a shot, and she had a great year for us, and it paid off."
It's a great thrill to have a horse like that. To be an offspring of Smarty, one of the greatest horses in Pennsylvania, and being, you know, just being around him, and he's such a great horse. He's 7 years old and he's still out there thinking he's 3.
For her to come back after the injury she had and come back and run at that same high level, winning the PA Bred Stakes, what did that feel?
Well, it took several months for her to recuperate. She earned it, and so she's very dear to us.
You claimed him for $20,000 and he made well over $150,000 with 7 wins. How incredible is that?
It's amazing. We're blessed to be in the position to be able to get some good horses with Joe Taylor, and you know, he does an excellent job, and the horse just shows up every time. I mean, the toughest thing with him is hoping to get the saddle on.
You guys claimed her for $50,000 and she made $280,000 in purses. Wow.
Yeah, it was great. I guess the odds for the claim of the year was in our favor because we probably claimed the most horses. So, but no, she was a claim of a lifetime for sure for us, and it was a great year for her.
We've all kind of fell in love with Fix Me a Sandwich's quirky ways, but if he gets out there, there's no catching him.
No, once he gets the lead, especially if he's going like 6.5 or 7, he's really, really tough because he just gets out there and gets brave.
Wow, you had amazing 43 wins, well over $1 million in purses. Talk about what 2019 was like as an owner.
Well, 2019 was up and down. I didn't start with very many horses, and then into the year I started to add horses, and it just ended up being a really good year. And as they were running good, I just kept adding some more and more, and you know, we were lucky enough to win. So it's an honor. I mean, there's a lot of good trainers and owners here, so to win it's special.
Joe, 2019 was a breakout year for you with 103 wins, over $3 million in purses. Put a little bit of that into words, what a year like that was.
It's crazy. I could never imagine this in my life, really. And as I always say, it's totally my staff. I mean, they all make me look good. My hot walkers, my grooms, and everybody. But it's surreal. I mean, I can never imagine this. I have great support. My son and my daughter. My son works with me every day now. My daughter's here all the time. It's just, I just can't, I can't believe it. It's, you know, I got goosebumps. It's sinking in, you know. You go about it every day and day, and it doesn't really sink in, and then you sit back and you see your name on the TV, you see your pictures everywhere, and then you just say, wow, how did you get here?
Yes, it was a great year. I'm going to thank the Perez family for the opportunity. We started a couple horses about a little bit over 2.5 years ago. Then little by little, they kept on claiming more horses, building up, and now we have 23.
Frankie, congratulations. 146, that was the magic number, and it came down to the very last day. This is your 7th riding title. That's absolutely incredible to stay at this level for that long. Tell us about what that means for you and your agent, Bobby Martell.
Oh, it's great. You know, we always try so hard, and to be very fortunate to ride for all the owners and trainers that we do, and to come head and head with Michael. It was a good feeling and a good end to the year.
How does it feel to be here today with your whole family?
Yeah, it feels nice. It feels awesome. You know, I couldn't do it with all their support, so it feels really good. It was nice. So hopefully we can keep going. You know, this year, next year, and you know, follow Frankie. He's a good jockey, good person. You know, I learned a lot from him.
Spun to Run was a $64,000 purchase and over $1 million in earnings. That's incredible.
Yeah, he was just, it was a horse of a lifetime. Yeah. To get one like him that just had the heart, had was well bred, had the speed, and just laid it out there for you every time. It was a horse of a lifetime.
Well, Dick, the jockeys race that ended up in a tie was one of the most exciting parts of the season, too. It actually came down to the last day and the next to last race when Michael Sanchez won to tie Frankie Pennington at the top of the standings.
And that's probably the way it should have ended. Both riders had such great years in 2019.
Well, Dick, let's get to some racing action. We're going to take a little bit of license today by taking our local race up to New York. This is the Grade 1 Frisette Stakes. The 2-year-old filly's going that one-turn mile for $250,000. And Butch Reed is there with Vequist, who draws the inside post, gets bet down to 4-5. She's a daughter of course Nyquist. Now, Dick, she got beat here at a maiden special weight, then went up to New York for the Grade 1 spin-away, and she won it.
Won big. I mean, just crushed the field as a maiden. But 4.5 was really the wrong distance. I don't know that Butch was expecting to win that race, but she was really good. Now, new ownership got involved after that first race. And boy, was she good that day. So good that in a really contentious field, she gets bet down to odds on.
Now, the second choice here, number 5, Day Out of the Office. She is an Into Mischief filly, trained by Tim Ham. Now, Dick, she put up a huge number, winning big in the Grade 3 Schuylerville up at Saratoga.
Yeah, she's won both of her starts by open lengths. Won the Schuylerville, passed on the Spitaway, which was interesting, so has had, 2.5 months between races.
Now, Vequist draws the inside gate. Number 1 goes off at 4-5 for Butch Reed. Can she make it back-to-back Grade 1s? Here's the call.
Joy's Rocket leads here by 1.25 lengths. Day Out of the Office is in second. The quarter went in 22 4/5 seconds. Vequist, the favorite, runs in third. Right now, 2.5 lengths off the lead. Scylla to her outside. Then it's Cantata and Get on the Bus. The field is moving for the half-mile pole. It is Joy's Rocket continuing to lead here by 3/4 length. The opening half went in 46 2/5 seconds. Now they're midway on the turn. Joy's Rocket half length. Day Out of the Office on the outside in second. Then Scylla and Vequist heads apart third and fourth. Cantata has drawn within 4.5 of the lead. The trailer is Get on the Bus, and now Day Out of the Office makes her move now to take over the lead as they come for the quarter pole. It's Day Out of the Office in front. Vequist now moving into second. Then it's Scylla and Joy's Rocket. Day Out of the Office with the lead at the furlong marker.
Well, Dick, Vequist had to settle in just in behind the front runner down at the inside. Day Out of the Office got that perfect stalking trip on the outside. Got first run at the top of the stretch, opened up a clear lead. At 5-2, went on to win by 2, paid $7.80 to win. Vequist chased all the way down the lane, but she was second best. Dick, tell us about the winner, Day Out of the Office.
Yeah, look, the winner was really good. Dream trip, had the right post. I think if the post had been switched, the trips would have been a little different. But yeah, nothing to take away from the winner, unbeaten. And I thought Vequist ran great. The third horse was 10 lengths back. The figure was improved from the previous start. I called Butch the next day. I said, still all going to Keeneland? He says, absolutely. They'll go to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, a race, of course, that was won by Jaywalk for John Service here 2 years ago after she won the Frisette. It'll be a great race. I mean, we're talking Princess Noor, the Baffert filly, the Kenny McPeak filly, who was so impressive winning the Alcibiades. It'll be a really, really good race, but I give Vequist a real chance in there because I think in this race, Keith, unlike the last one when she just sort of powered right through, she took some dirt, she was inside, she kept running. I think Luis Saez probably could have been a little more aggressive early because the rail was wide open, but it was almost like he was waiting to get trapped. And he did. And the winner, I mean, Junior Alvarado ran a perfect race. He kept them locked in, got first run. But I think Vequist is going to have a real chance at Keeneland to see if Parks can now go Breeders' Cup wins 3 years in a row.
And we had a chance to catch up with Butch Reed, and here's more on Vequist.
Yeah, it's been quite a run she's been on. It's been very exciting, and especially a horse that I trained her mother, and she's a homebred for Tom McGrath. And it's been real exciting. It's been a good run so far.
She's outstanding looking on the track and gets a lot of attention. Just her warm-up, she puts a lot into it. She's all racehorse. Tell her what she's like to train.
Oh, she's just a sweetheart. You know, my wife Ginny's back there taking care of her and spoiling her with the cookies and stuff. But she's been a great horse to train from day one. She's been very precocious, knew exactly what she's doing. And, you know, the ship up there to Belmont this weekend and stuff, nothing bothered her. She went up and laid down and took a nap before the race, you know, so she's got a good head on her shoulders and doesn't worry about too much. We worry more about it than she does. So.
Very, very professional. What can we see next for this amazing 2-year-old?
We're on to the Breeders' Cup. You know, didn't quite think when things didn't go quite our way the other day, but she ran very well, and we're not embarrassed by that effort at all. And we think coming out of that, we're going to go ahead and take a shot at the Breeders' Cup.
She ran a game second, and we look forward to seeing you at Keeneland. We'll all be rooting for you.
Thanks. Really appreciate the support.
Of course, we wish the best to Butch as he heads down to Keeneland. Dick, it's time to head to our first week. We come back, it's the Grade 1 Champagne Stakes. We'll be back with that after this.
Jackie's Warrior shows her speed here and leads by a length and a quarter.
Looking to join the thrill and excitement of thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Pewter Stable can get you started. With more than 25 years of experience under the leadership of Greg and Kate DeMasi, Pewter Stable is one of the industry's leaders in racing partnerships, winning hundreds of races and millions of dollars at racetracks all over the Mid-Atlantic, including New York. No markup, no management fees makes our partnerships unique and affordable. We are Pewter Stable.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing. The second segment is brought to you by Chapman Auto Group. Unless our emblem is on the back of your car or truck, you probably paid too much. Had a chance to take a look at the 2-year-old fillies at the Grade 1 Frisette. Dick, we now take a look at the 2-year-old males at the Grade 1 Champagne. Again, it's that one-turn mile for $250,000. And number 4, Jackie's Warrior, is 4-5 for trainer Steve Asmussen, a son of McLean's Music, who you'll tell us about here in just a little bit. Dick, Steve obviously does a tremendous job with his juveniles, but Jackie's Warrior has looked terrific in all 3 of his career starts.
Dominated all 3. Last time beat Reinvestment Risk, who's a really, really good horse we talked about earlier on the show. This looks like on paper like a stone match race between Jackie's Warrior and Reinvestment Risk.
Well, Jackie's Warrior won the Grade 2 Saratoga Special and then came back to win the Grade 1 Hopeful. You mentioned Reinvestment Risk out of the Chad Brown barn with Irad Ortiz Jr., son of Upstart. Now, Dick, last time out in the Hopeful, he chased Jackie's Warrior home. That was 7 furlongs, so he gets a little added distance today. We'll see whether that works in his favor.
Yeah, he gets added distance. Now, people will think, well, that should favor the horse that's running at the end. My theory on added distance is the pace is softer. It's actually easier for the front runner.
Jackie's Warrior 4-5. Here's the call.
Jackie's Warrior shows her speed here and leads by a length and a quarter over Reinvestment Risk. Midnight Bourbon in the clear on the outside in third. Ambivalent is down at the rail. A break of 2 to run Casper Run and Civil War. Jackie's Warrior opening half in 46 and 2/5 seconds. Reinvestment Risk right behind in second. Midnight Bourbon's on the outside in third. Ambivalent is fourth, 4 lengths off the lead. It is Jackie's Warrior taking the field to the top of the stretch. Reinvestment Risk now moving up on the outside. It's Jackie's Warrior, Reinvestment Risk. They're 1-2 with a quarter of a mile to the finish. Jackie's Warrior on the inside and Reinvestment Risk on the outside. Jackie's Warrior still in front.
Well, Dick, you said it favors the speed, and he won this one like a good thing. Jackie's Warrior had the lead at the top of the stretch and then kicked on like a good horse, went on to win by 5.5 lengths. Another clear-cut win. Pays $3.70 to win. Reinvestment Risk was second best again. Dick, Jackie's Warrior now 4-4, 4 for 4, all races by daylight. Tell us about his sire, McLean's Music.
Yeah, he's a son of McLean's Music, Keith, who only ran 1 time. And you're thinking, well, why would this horse get a chance as a stallion, right? He ran March 19th of 2011. How about 6 furlongs of Santa Anita in 107.44 for a buyer figure of 114, the biggest buyer figure in history by a first-time starter. So they made him a stallion, and he's the sire of Cloud Computing. He won the Preakness a couple of years ago, son of Distorted Humor, so he's getting a real chance at stud. Jackie's Warrior, I mean, he'll be a heavy favorite, obviously, in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Steve Asmussen has won just about every big race there is to win, except one. The biggest race there is. He hasn't won the Derby yet. This is obviously our hopeful for next year. I thought Reinvestment Risk ran really well again, but clearly the East Coast 2-year-olds are way better this year at this point than the West Coast 2-year-olds.
We'll keep our eyes on Jackie's Warrior here, as we mentioned, now 4 for 4, and he certainly looks like the 2-year-old champion for 2012. Dick, let's take a look at the Grade 1 Jockey Club Gold Cup. Of course, we know who won that one recently, our man Uriah, but the mile and a quarter for $250,000. Drew a short field. Dick, number 4, Tacitus, is 3-5 for trainer Bill Mott. Dick, as you look at his record, we've talked about Tacitus like about 1 million times on the show. Second in the Belmont, second in the Travers, second in the Woodward. How many Grade 1 wins does Tacitus have?
About 0.
How about 0?
Yeah. The fact that he was 3-5. Now, look, it was not a good field on paper, but there's one rule in life. do not bet Tacitus at 3 to 5 ever.
The second choice, number 1, Happy Savers, 2 to 1 for some guy named Todd Pletcher. Just his 4th career start. Dick, he's unbeaten as well. He takes the jump from the Federico Tessio into the Grade 1 waters here.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was at least some thought about the Preakness, and then they just said, nah, let's try the Jockey Club Gold Cup and short field, home track. The last time he won the Tessio, and the horse he beat in there was none other than Monday Morning Quarterback,
there you
who,
go.
of course, we know well from here. And he's, as you said, undefeated. Each race has been impressive. This is a pretty big jump from an ungraded to a Grade 1.
Tacitus 3 to 5. Dick's rule. Let's take a look. Here's the call.
The odds-on favorite Tacitus is clear now by 1.5 lengths. Mystic Guide in the white blinkers on the outside. Happy Saver is down at the rail. Then it is Prioritize and Name Changer. Tacitus ran the opening half in 49 3/5 seconds. Leads here by a length. Mystic Guide is second by a neck. Happy Saver's down at the rail. Then Name Changer and Prioritize. They're moving for the half-mile pole. Tacitus leads here by 3/4 of a length. Mystic Guide is in second. Happy Saver at the rail. Prioritize in between. Name Changer on the outside. 3/4 went in 1:13 3. It is Tacitus and Jose Ortiz in front here by a half length. 3/4 of a length now. Mystic Guide runs in second. Happy Saver is in third as they come for the quarter pole, and Tacitus will turn for home with the lead. Mystic Guide on the outside, Happy Saver down at the rail, so it's 3 of them across the track, and here is Mystic Guide on the outside to poke ahead in front. Happy Saver's now coming on. It's going to be between the 2 3-year-olds. Happy Saver at the rail, Mystic Guide on the outside. Happy Saver is in front, and Happy Saver stays undefeated.
Well, Dick, Tacitus, I dare say, had absolutely no excuse.
None.
This is supposed to be a good horse.
Yes.
He gets out to an easy lead on soft fractions.
Yep.
And not only does he not hold on for second, but not hold on for the win, but he can't even hold on for second. He gets passed by 2 3-year-olds. Happy Saver up the inside at 2 to 1, wins by 3/4 of a length, and pays $6.70 to win another Grade 1 for that guy, Pletcher.
Yeah, look, Happy Saver's a neat horse. He got 100 by her. I don't know what Todd is going to do. They shouldn't go to the Breeders' Cup Classic because he's not competitive with even the best 3-year-olds at this stage, and Todd's a pretty smart guy. He will know that. Tacitus was an embarrassment. You know, it's interesting, Keith. Historically, when you see these horses trained by the boutique trainers, and certainly Bill Mott would be one of them, sons of Tapit or any great sire, they will get bet forever. Just stand in line to bet against these horses. It's amazing how often they'll get bet when they really shouldn't be, judging by their past performances, but not a vintage running of the Jockey Club Gold Cup at all.
Take the stand against, and you get $6.70. Let's take a look at our, let's go to our second break. We come back, we have more races to take a look at. Our Jockey and Train of the Week. We'll be back with that after this.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Racehorses are pampered.
Treated with care and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them.
And they do right by us.
The hard-working folks
who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
But it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs.
Jobs. And billions in economic impact each year.
All across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing. Jockey and Trade of the Week brought to you by the Turning for Home program. The model in the retirement industry, turning for home. Log on to their website at turningforhome.org. Dick, we saw it in our awards at the beginning, but we just don't give him enough love. How about our Apprentice of the Year, Wilfredo Garcia?
Yeah,
We really don't get a chance
really
to
good
talk about
rider.
Wilfredo, but man, you get an award.
Yeah.
Let's give you some
Yeah,
love.
no doubt.
Wilfredo Garcia, our Jockey of the Week. And our Trainer of the Week, Dick, is Halim Lee. Now, he has a small outfit in the backstretch, just recently got his license. He won his first race and then came back last week with his first double. And Dick, his outfit gets down there, and they're pretty rowdy when they get to the front. It's great. I love listening to them.
Gotta love it.
I love it. So Halim Lee is our Trainer of the Week. Let's get to race recap. It's brought to you by Pewter Stable. Log on to their website at pewterstable.com. The big turf race on the Keeneland program, a mile and 8 for 3-year-old fillies. Favorite here is number 4, Magic Attitude. 8-5 for Arnaud Delacour. Looked great in her U.S. debut, winning the Grade 1 race up at Belmont Park. But Dick, how about number 1, Harvey's Little Goyle? Boy, does she like the turf.
Yeah, she's tough.
She is.
Yeah, I was kind of amazed at her price here off of the really good second at Kentucky Downs that she was 7-2, but always in the race, takes the lead, holds on. It's actually the same 2 horses there. I 1-2 at Kentucky Downs. Micheline's up for second. Favorite Magic Attitude just got a little too far behind in the race. Was running pretty good at the end.
And Harvey's Little Goyle, you get $9.20 to win. Eye on Racing, Dick. Again, we finished with a huge preps for the Breeders' Cup, but we're going to head north of the border next week with the Grade 1 Northern Dancer, the Grade 1 EP Taylor.
Right, it's nice of Woodbine to give us a couple nice races as we gear up for the Breeders' Cup in a couple of weeks now.
Yes.
We're getting there.
Dick, somebody's not going to be to the Breeders' Cup, and we'll talk about her when we come back in News and Notes. Stay with us. That's after this.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing News and Notes. Our final segment brought to you by the Granny Fund. Get involved with that continued education on the backstretch and do it with the Granny Fund. He's Bruce Casella, Dick Girardi, Keith Jones, and Dick, we had a chance a couple of times to see the tremendous filly Enable, and her career is now over.
Yeah, I got to see her live at Churchill when she became the first ARC winner to win the Breeders' Cup turf. It was awesome, and she was one of the greatest horses in the history of horse racing, and retired after her. What did she finish? 6th in the ARC this year.
Yeah.
She just didn't have it anymore, but what a great training job by John Gosling. When they get to 6th, and they're still holding their form almost all the way through the year, that tells you got a great trainer and a great horse.
And against the world's best, too.
No doubt.
A couple of very significant passings that we are sad about today. Gary Jones and Paul Pompa both no longer with us.
Right, Gary Jones is a legendary West Coast trainer from a really great racing family. Some names you might be familiar with that he trained. Turco Man, it was a really, really good horse. And Best Pal, kind of retired early in his career, but yeah, Gary died. And Paul Pompa was the co-owner of Big Brown, among other really, really good horses, and had some. He was involved with Connect, who won the Pennsylvania Derby here a couple years ago for Chad Brown, and way too soon. Paul was, I think, was only 62 years old.
Way too soon. Well, that's going to wrap up this week's edition of Let's Go Racing. Come out and enjoy live racing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 12:55, and of course, simulcast every other day as well. And we'll be back with you next week on Let's Go Racing.